Now the time has finally come. Hot Wheels has officially announced before the Toy Fair in Nuremberg. Ferrari and Hot Wheels are joining forces again this year, 2025. And this after more than 11 years of radio silence. Between 1970 and 2014, many hundreds of different Ferrari models were released before the contract was officially terminated on the 31st of December 2014. We look back on the 44 years that Hot Wheels has provided us with great models and dare to take a look into the crystal ball. Because this announcement leaves room for many questions in the future as far as Hot Wheels and Ferrari are concerned. That's why we've picked out the most important points and tried to answer them as plausibly as possible based on our own assessments and forecasts. Let's get started. Admittedly, over the years we have repeatedly made our desire for Hot Wheels Ferrari models known by posting virtually rendered Photoshop images on social media. These were always well received by fans and followers, but in all those years there was nothing concrete. Until 16th of August 2014, when Hot Wheels left a like and comment on one of the posts from the official Ferrari channel on Instagram. This was immediately picked up by the community and the first speculation began to spread. From then on, the rumor was very persistent. Even when new models or collaborations such as with Formula One were announced, the first question was often why Ferrari was not involved. In December, statements from designers at Mattel made the rounds that it would become more concrete and would only be a matter of time. Now, on January 27, 2025, it was clear. The collaboration with Ferrari was announced in their story on the official Hot Wheels channel on Instagram. To cut a long story short, a lot. And many models are more than just legendary, they have become true collector's items. Hot Wheels always moved with the times and released the right models at the right time. For example, they released the Ferrari Testarossa or F40 in what felt like every variation, color and series. We personally remember the Testarossa as a version with stickers or even as a color changer. Hot Wheels Ferrari models shaped our childhood. The mainliner models were the first to go straight over the counter. The speed machines were also a must, and of course the Ferrari 60 Years series with the best Ferrari models in the company's history. This series even came with a sticker. You could stick them on a poster, send it in and officially receive a gift. Ferrari transporters, track sets, and the Ferrari garage were also an absolute highlight. Of course, we mustn't forget to mention the film vehicles in the premium-themed series. Which Ferrari model comes to mind as your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Probably the last vehicle was the Ferrari LaFerrari, which was released in red and silver in 2014. This model marked the end of an incredibly long partnership with Ferrari, which lasted almost 45 years. Mattel has already announced to offer a full range in diecast cars and collectibles. The first product will be available for pre-order at Mattel Creations this spring. However, models from the complete range are planned. Ultra Premium could be Redline Club and Elite 64, as well as Premium and Mainline. RC models should also be included. In addition, Mattel has confirmed that it will supply Ferrari classics as well as the latest technically advanced models. This could be the newly introduced successor to the LaFerrari, the F80, but also their SUV, the Purosangue, the 12 Cilindri, 296 GTB and SF90 are also hot contenders. According to Mattel, racing cars are also included. Fans like us would naturally hope for the Le Mans winner 499p, but there are so many possibilities. We also assume that certain models, such as the LaFerrari, will be reissued. Because the Hot Wheels design with the different sized wheels at the front and rear of the F12 or LaFerrari was fashionable back then. But today it's a no-go. Therefore, such models would certainly get a new tooling. Mattel is still keeping a low profile. we assume that the focus will be on the usual 1/64 scale. The premium range of 1/43 scaled models could certainly be supplemented by one or the other vehicles. As far as 1/18 is concerned, we don't think we'll see anything like the 100% Hot Wheels and Elite models of the past. But these are all speculations. With the various premium models and Elite 64 and Red Line Club, Mattel has created a much more lucrative opportunity nowadays. But competition in the 1/18 business is tough, and still, nothing is impossible. In addition to the extremely basic mainline models, Hot Wheels had recently offered another premium series on Mattel creations on pre-order. It was already noticeable. All teams are included, except for Aston Martin and Ferrari. We estimate that there were licensing hurdles with Aston Martin and that the Ferrari license could only be clarified afterwards, possibly. Or that the combination of sponsors and Ferrari itself would take a lot of time and delay the launch of the F1 release. It is possible that a Ferrari SF75 or SF23 will be passed behind. Yes, Hot Wheels had occasionally released models from Liberty Walk and will continue to do so with the McLaren 720S in the Silhouette series. But one thing is clear. With the Ferrari F40 conversion and the numerous versions of the 458 Italia, 488 or 308, Liberty Walk has definitely put itself on the blacklist. This is because Ferrari is extremely strict when it comes to the handling of its vehicles. What happens is constantly monitored. We therefore assume that Ferrari Hot Wheels has already made it clear that they have very strict control over what is published. And Liberty Walk is certainly an absolute killer of the friendly relationship between Hot Wheels and Ferrari. Well, the current prices and those of previous years are already totally exorbitant. For example, offering a Speed Machine Zamac 599 XX for $380 at the moment is absolutely insane. If you still want to earn the maximum, you're advised to sell one or the other model. We assume that the prices will remain the same or fall depending on the model, especially when new editions of an improved LaFerrari, for example, come onto the market. The old version is likely to fall in value. Special series, which were already rare at the time, will certainly remain constant in value, as these are undoubtedly a relic of the past. As a rule, we personally prefer to keep the models either way so that we can compare them with the new editions. Here too, we assume that it will hardly make a difference in terms of price. Once new Ferraris are on the market, the resulting hype will tend to tie demand to the new models. This means that the old models will fall by the wayside somewhat, could drop in price, and later in the campaign, it would make sense to buy certain older models. Well, everything has generally become more expensive over the years. It is clear that the Formula One license was certainly not cheap, and the Ferrari license has also put a lot of pressure on the budget. From Mattel's point of view, this money has to be recouped year after year. Offering only the Ferrari models at a higher price than the rest would leave a bad aftertaste. It is therefore quite possible that premium vehicles and other models in general will be sold at a slightly higher price to cover the high license costs. Only time will tell. A very important point here. The Hot Wheels Ferrari models are nowhere near as beautiful as those from some other manufacturers. Hot Wheels is still a toy manufacturer, but one that has generated a great deal of collector hype over the years. Hot Wheels' greatest strength is still the price-performance ratio. Especially with the mainliners, you get a lot of model for little money. Of course, the models themselves are far from perfect. We have suitable alternatives for this, like Tarmac Works with numerous racing cars, as well as BBR with extremely detailed models such as the SP30296 GTB. There is also PGM or Tomica with the very special Tomica Limited vintage models. All these models have the advantage of being officially licensed. There are many other Chinese manufacturers on the market who offer models without a license. As hardcore collectors, as we are, these must of course also be part of the collection. It should just be said, not everything on the market rightly bears the Ferrari horse on the packaging. With Hot Wheels, we can be sure that everything is above board. So let's wait and see what models Mattel will conjure out of the hat in the next few years. Do you have any questions on the subject? Feel free to write them in the comments or take a look at our latest article on our website. Link in the bio. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to activate the bell and leave a like and subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.